I have 3 reasons why I personally believe you should seriously consider attempting to be a live streamer. Now, I'm going to be transparent right from the get-go. I've been on this journey for 6+ years. I'm not famous from it. I definitely don't make a living from it, but there are several things that I've learned along the way that I've found to be incredibly valuable. And regardless of those things I haven't gotten, there's an important reason why I keep coming back and just have a love of the game. Reason number 1, it builds a multitude of skills. And there are 3, there's a lot of 3s in this video, specific ones that stand out to me as having been really useful and that I got a strong opportunity to practice throughout my time live streaming. The first skill, and probably the most obvious, is public speaking. I've been acting since I was about 15. I've worked in film productions, done plays, done modeling. I've done all kinds of gigs. And while the training I've received and the experiences I've had on sets or in the theater have been tremendous to my development as a public speaker or having confidence on stage, nothing has allowed me the consistency of experimenting and practicing individual skills in the same way that live streaming has. The second thing is technical proficiency. So at the very least, you have to know how to use a computer, at least a little bit. But not only that, you learn about how to use a camera, how to have proper camera settings. If it weren't for live streaming, I don't think I would have had the motivation to learn how to talk to you in the same way I'm doing so right now. I've learned about microphones and bit rate.
Look at what we're looking at here. There seems to be some bit rate,
as well as a bunch of other technical things, either at a computer or just involving film and broadcasting equipment. And with all of those different elements comes another really unique skill, and that's multitasking. So unless you're working with a professional live crew, you're doing everything on your own. You're a one-person show. And so you have to learn how to not only do your activity, which if you're a Twitch streamer, that's playing video games, but also read the chat, respond to it, do so in a way that's entertaining, vibrant. If that's your thing, of course, you can always talk however you'd like, as well as fix technical issues and troubleshoot on the fly. And when you first start out, it can be really overwhelming, but that's part of the fun. And going back to what I said earlier about having the chance to get reps in for the public speaking, you always have your setup, your laptop, your computer, your console, whatever you use there, so you can go back and practice again tomorrow. All right, that's it for the skills. Now I want to move on to the second biggest takeaway I've had from being a live streamer, and that's the amazing friends and connections I've made along the way. So like I said, I started 6 years ago, but 6 months into streaming, I still had no viewers. I had a couple friends who I knew in real life watching me, but one day, a friend of mine, distant friend of mine to be honest, actually raided my stream. And for those who aren't familiar, a raid means another streamer sends their viewers to your stream after they finish their broadcast. And to this day, 6 years later, one of the viewers from that raid is a close friend of mine. You never know who you're going to meet as a streamer, whether it's viewers. You never know who you're going to impact with the things that you say, which is honestly one of the most rewarding experiences of being a broadcaster or just being a public speaker in general. Now, I'm going to move on to the third thing, but before I do, I just want to say if any of this so far has been even a slight bit helpful or maybe inspiring, let me know in a comment. I always love to hear from you. The last thing I learned from live streaming is to approach not only live streaming, but lots of aspects of life like I'm at the gym. When I started off, I wasn't necessarily interested in being a YouTuber per se, or a TikToker, or posting on Instagram Reels, or even the word influencer seemed weird to me, but I just loved playing games, going live, connecting with other people in real time. And when I realized that that wasn't enough to increase my channel, then I started to develop an understanding and an appreciation of those other platforms based on the knowledge I gained of the technical aspects of live streaming. So for example, I had to figure out the best settings for my stream, which was like bit rate, resolution, all those things. Well, it turns out that stuff translates to making videos. And in some ways, making videos is now easier because learning how to do it on the fly for streaming is more complicated. Unlike auditioning for film or TV, where there's lots of moving parts that are controlled by other people, you have full autonomy over your progression as a creator and full responsibility. I've made lots of mistakes on this channel. I've done tons of experiments. In fact, here are 2 of them. And on a quick side note, if you are a gamer, I need teammates for Helldivers, Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike 2. So if you're interested in any of those games, make sure you join my Discord in the link below. If this motivated you to give live streaming a try, then I encourage you to give this video a like and consider subscribing.